Good morning. So I'm going to start Unit 5, and the topic for it is working with Windows and DOS systems. So there are about 8 topics we need to cover in this unit, and we'll be dealing each one by one. So let's understand file systems. A file system is generally a roadmap to an operating system, and the file system is the one on which the data is stored. So you need to know how to access and modify the system settings whenever it is required. For that, you should be familiar with the computer's platform that you need to inspect on. As we are dealing with computer forensics, we need to know the computer's platform and its working environment to understand the system and gather information from the system. To ensure that, we need to know the CMOS and the BIOS settings of every system. So CMOS is the complementary metal oxide semiconductor, and BIOS is the basic input-output system. Generally, a computer stores all the system configuration, the date and time information of a particular system in the CMOS, even when the power is off. And the system BIOS, it contains all the programs that perform the input and output. We will need to identify the CMOS setup. So when we start a system, generally it will ask us whether we need to go to the Windows or we need to go to the setup. So when we press Del key, it takes us to the CMOS setup screen. The most popular BIOS manufacturers use the Del key to access the CMOS, whereas the other manufacturers use other keys like Control plus Alt plus Insert or Control plus A or Control plus S, etc. So on the screen, I've given the CMOS setup screen where you have several keys. Using that, you can select the settings in the CMOS. For example, there is a particular key to go and access the data in the optical drive. Optical drive is the one where we insert our CD or DVDs. After we understand the file system, it is more important to understand about the disk drives because all the data are organized on the disk. And to access the data effectively, we need to know the different disk drives. So disk drives are made up of one or more platters which are coated with magnetic material, and the data is generally stored on these platters. So we have a list of common disk drive components in which geometry is nothing but the structure of the disk, which has platters, tracks, and sectors. And we have an head that reads and writes the data to the drive. Generally, for one platter, there is one head. Tracks, they are the concentric circles, and track is the one on which the data is located. A portion or a section of a track is called a sector. And typically, a cylinder is one or more columns of tracks. So this is the diagram of the components of a disk drive, which has the track, sector, cylinder, and head mentioned. Next, we need to understand the CHS calculation, which is nothing but the cylinder head sector calculation, which is the multiplication of the number of cylinders into the number of heads into the number of sectors. Let's understand the disk properties. There are around 4 disk properties. The first one is zoned bit recording. When we group tracks which have the same amount of data, they constitute a zone. And doing this is a zoned bit recording. The space between each track is known as the track density. And the unused space between tracks can be referred to as area density. And when we call the head and cylinder skew, it is nothing but it's going to represent the disk performance. The next diagram gives the description of how the CHS is calculated. So from the diagram, you can understand that there are 63 sectors, 32 read-write heads, 1024 cylinders, and the CHS calculation gives us 1.056 GB. Then we go to the next topic, which is to understand and explore the file structures in detail. So the method and operating system used to store files actually determines where the data can be hidden. Generally, the sectors in a file structures are grouped into clusters. And the clusters, they are of different bytes, 512, 1024, 2048, etc. Every OS assigns cluster numbers. And these cluster numbers refer to the logical address. Clusters are generally numbered starting at 2 because the first sector of all disk contains the system area, the boot record, and a file structure database. For example, if the cluster address is 100, then it is 98 clusters from the cluster address 2 because clusters are numbered starting at 2. Further, the sector numbers refer to as the physical addresses. Clusters and their addresses are specific to the logical drive, which is a disk partition. Generally, all the hard disks are partitioned or divided into two or more sections known as the logical drive. And we can hide data by creating hidden partitions. And hidden partitions are sometimes called as voids. Partitions can be done by creating or using the unused space between the primary partition and the first logical partition. So this unused space is called a partition gap. If the data is hidden in the partition gap, a disk editor utility can also be used to alter information. When you use this disk editor utility, it removes all the references to the hidden partition and conceal it from the operating system. So when a user logs into it, he will not be able to identify the data which is in the concealed partition. That's all for today. Thank you.